this beautiful day today, we're going to talk about area. Good old area. So, when you're thinking about area, that is the inside of a shape. It is the inside of the shape. If it is perimeter, that is what's going on around the outside. But when we're talking about area, it's everything on the inside. We're talking about the inside. All right, so when you want to find the area of a circle, you do pi times r squared. Pi times r squared. So we're talking about r squared. That is r times r. Pi squared is r times r. So that's the radius times the radius. If they give you the diameter, in order to find the radius, you would divide the diameter by 2. So the radius is half of the diameter. So example 1, we have a radius of 9 meters. So the first thing, of course, is I want to write my equation. Pi r squared. Then I would like to fill in. So the area equals 3.14 times 9 squared. Now if you notice, I put the square inside of the parentheses, which means if I wanted to do order of operations, I have to do the parentheses first. Parentheses and exponents goes first. So before you multiply, make sure that you're doing the exponent. So that is A equals 3.14 times 9 squared, which is 81. When we do 3.14 times 81, we would get the area equals 254.3 meters squared. So for circumference, it was just meters. But now we're squaring it as meters squared. So area is squared because we're doing meters times meters. Anytime you're doing a unit times a unit, you must square it. So number 2, we have a diameter because it goes through the entire circle of 15 feet. So the first thing we need to do is write down our formula. A equals pi r squared. So it is something in here that we do not know. We do not know what the radius is. But however, they gave us the diameter, so we know that the radius is the diameter divided by 2. So that is 15 divided by 2, which gives us 7.5. So our new radius is 7.5. We divided the diameter by 2. So now we get the area equals 3.14 times 7.5 squared. Now if you do 3.14 times 7.5 and then try to square it, you're going to get the wrong answer. Be sure to square the radius before you multiply anything else. So we do 7.5 times 7.5. That gives us 56.25. We have to fill in everything else. Now, this does not mean 7.5 times 2. This is 7.5 times 7.5. It means you multiply this number twice. Not by 2, but you're multiplying it twice. Alright? So we get 3.14 times 56.25. And we would get that the area is equal 176.6 feet squared. Remember, we're rounding to the nearest tenth. So the area here will equal 176.6 feet squared. So at this point, you can go ahead and pause the video and watch and work out numbers 3 and 4. Pause the video and work out numbers 3 and 4. Alright, so number 3. First thing is to write the equation first of the formula. Area equals pi r squared. Alright, so we have the area equals 3.14 times 11 squared. Area equals 3.14. Then you want to do 11 squared. So that's 11 times 11, not 11 times 2. And you'll get 121. So now we have to multiply that times 3.14. And you will get 379.9. Round to the nearest 10. Feet squared. Do not forget your square on your unit. Hopefully you have already worked out number 4 as well, so we'll just jump on it. Area equals pi r squared. And we want to sub everything in. We cannot put 8.2 here because that is not the radius. We have to find the radius. If they give us the diameter, we have to divide that by 2, which would be 4.1. So the actual radius is 4.1. Then we have to square that. So now we have 3.14. Oh, I'm sorry. Bring down to 3.14. Then you have to square 4.1. So that's 4.1 times 4.1. It'll give you 16.81. Then we have to multiply that by 3.14. And we get 52.8 inches squared. 52.8 inches squared. Last 2 examples we have today look a little different. Alright, so the only difference is, at first we started with a circle, now we have a semicircle. But we're going to work it out the same way as if it is a circle, and then we'll see what we need to do at the end. Alright, so first thing first, I need to write my formula. A equals pi r squared. A equals pi r squared. I do not have a radius, so I need to figure that out first. So I know that the radius is the diameter divided by 2. So I need to do 3 divided by 2, which will give me 1.5. So my radius is 1.5. Now I'm ready to plug in everything. The area equals 3.14 times 1.5 squared. So I have area equals 3.14, and then I need to square 1.5. So that's 1.5 times 1.5, and that'll give me 2.25. So the area equals 3.14 times 2.25. Now I do 3.14 times 2.25. Oh, 3.14 times 2.25. I get 7.1. The area equals 7.1 feet squared. Now, this is for a circle. However, this is a semicircle, so I need to divide my answer by 2. .1 divided by 2. So, my area is 3.6 feet squared. So this is the circle. And when we divide it by 2, it gives us the semicircle. So go ahead and try number 6. All right. Now that you have paused and tried out number 6, we're going to continue. First things first, write the formula. A equals pi r squared. All right. We need the radius. Once again, so in order to find the radius, you have to divide the diameter by 2. So we divide radius equals diameter divided by 2. The diameter is 8. So our radius is 4. So the area equals pi times 4 squared. And we actually can go ahead and sub in our pi. So we have the area equals 3.14 times 4 squared, which is 4 times 4, which is 16. Then we're going to multiply that by 3.14 and get 50. A equals 50.2 millimeters squared. But once again, this is our semicircle. Our circle, I'm sorry. But we need a semicircle. A semicircle is half of a circle. So that's why we're going to divide this by 2 and get our answer of, should be 25.1. millimeters squared. So a couple of things to remember. If you have a semicircle, you're going to work it out just as if it is a full circle, and at the end divide by 2. All right, that's one thing. Secondly, you want to remember to square your units. First, write your units. After you write your units, you want to remember to square your units. Next, you also want to remember that 1.5 squared is not 1.5 times 2. To square this, that is 1.5 times 1.5. And lastly, you want to, well, not lastly, then you want to make sure that you remember that you do not put the diameter here. That is r, so you need the radius, which means you divide the diameter by 2 if they give you the diameter. And lastly, do not multiply these two numbers first and then try to square it. You have to square it first, which is what we did here, and then multiply.